want to start today's episode with a confession. I am a liar. And if we're being honest, so are you.
That is a strong start, Atlas. What are you lying about?
I'm talking about the lie we all tell ourselves at 2 a.m. You know the moment. You're lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, and suddenly you feel a rush of energy. You think, that's it, my life changes tomorrow.
Oh, I know that feeling. It feels like magic.
Exactly. You grab your phone, you order running shoes, you download a language app, you promise yourself, I am going to wake up at 5 a.m. I am going to study English for 2 hours every day. I am going to change everything.
You feel unstoppable. You feel powerful.
But then the alarm rings at 5 a.m. and suddenly that new person is dead. The bed is warm, the floor is cold, you hit snooze.
And 3 days later, the shoes are in the closet. You are eating pizza on the sofa, and instead of feeling powerful, you feel guilty.
You ask yourself, why can't I just stick to it? What is wrong with me?
The answer is nothing is wrong with you. You just fell into a trap. We call it the motivation trap.
Hello, everyone. I'm Atlas.
And I am Nova. Welcome back to Level Up English.
Today, we're going to explain why that 2 a.m. energy always dies and exactly what you should do instead.
This is a topic I've been struggling with personally. Because let's be honest, we all know what to do. I know I should study. I know I should read. The problem isn't knowing what to do. The problem is actually doing it.
Exactly, and that is why today is going to be so valuable. We are going to move past the simple advice of just try harder. We are going to look at the science.
By the end of this conversation, you will understand why your brain tricks you into being lazy. You will learn the advanced vocabulary of psychology, words like friction and gratification, so you can discuss these complex ideas in English.
And most importantly, we're going to give you a specific system. We will teach you the 2-minute rule that cures laziness instantly. You will walk away from this discussion with a blueprint for a new life.
But before we dive in, Nova, I have a question for you and for everyone listening.
Go ahead.
I want everyone to go to the comments right now and tell us, what is the one thing you have been trying to start for years, but you keep quitting? Is it the gym? Is it English? Is it waking up early?
That's a good question. Admitting the problem is the first step. Take a second, write it down. We want to know what battle you are fighting.
To defeat an enemy, you must understand him. And to understand him, you need the right words. Let's enter the vocabulary lab.
I love this part. Usually when people try to read psychology books in English, they get lost. The words can be very abstract.
That is why we are here. We are going to break down the atomic words of discipline. These are terms used by experts like James Clear. If you learn these, you will understand exactly why you procrastinate.
What's the first word on our list?
The first word is friction. F-R-I-C-T-I-O-N. I remember this word from physics class in high school.
Exactly. In physics, friction is the resistance that happens when one surface slides over another. Think about sliding on rough concrete versus sliding on smooth ice. Concrete has high friction. It slows you down. Ice has low friction. You glide easily.
Okay, so concrete is high friction, ice is low friction. But Nova, I am not a car. I am a human being trying to learn English. How does this apply to my laziness?
In psychology, friction is the effort required to start a task. It is the number of steps between you and the action.
Can you give me a real-life example?
Sure. Let's talk about playing the guitar. Imagine your guitar is inside a case. The case is locked, the case is inside the closet, and the closet is blocked by a pile of boxes.
Wow, just listening to that makes me tired. To play the guitar, I have to move the boxes, open the closet, unlock the case, and take it out.
Exactly. That is high friction. Because there are so many steps, your brain says, no thanks, that is too much work. So you don't play.
Okay, contrast that with low friction.
Visualize the guitar is sitting on a stand in the middle of your living room. It is already tuned. It is staring at you.
In that case, I just pick it up. Zero effort.
Precisely. This explains why you check your phone so much. Where is your phone right now, Atlas?
It is in my hand?
Exactly. Zero friction. That is why you are addicted to it. If you had to walk to the garage to get your phone every time you wanted to check Instagram, you would never check it.
That is a massive realization. I always thought I was just lazy, but actually I just have too much friction for the good things and not enough friction for the bad things.
We will talk about how to manipulate friction in a moment, but first, word number 2, gratification.
Gratification. Everyone, repeat after me. Gratification. It means the pleasure or satisfaction you get from doing something. But here's the trick. There are 2 types.
Let me guess, the good kind and the bad kind.
Close, the instant kind and the delayed kind.
Explain instant gratification.
Instant gratification is when you do something and you feel good immediately. For example, eating a donut. You take a bite, boom, sugar. It tastes amazing right now. But how do you feel an hour later?
I feel sick, I feel tired, and I regret eating it.
Exactly. Good now, bad later. Now, what is delayed gratification?
That would be going to the gym, right?
Yes, when you're lifting heavy weights, does it feel good?
No, it hurts. I'm sweating, I'm out of breath, it's terrible.
But how do you feel an hour later?
I feel strong, I feel proud, I look better in the mirror.
That is delayed gratification. Bad now, good later. The problem, Nova, is that our brains are designed for the ancient world. In the ancient world, if you saw food, you ate it. Our brains are wired to choose instant gratification every single time.
That leads us to our third word, right? The chemical that causes this?
Yes, dopamine. Dopamine.
I hear this word everywhere now. Dopamine detox, dopamine hit. What actually is it?
Clarifying. Dopamine is a chemical messenger in your brain. Many people think it's the pleasure chemical, but that's slightly wrong. It's actually the craving chemical. It's the chemical of wanting.
So when I see a notification on my phone, that little red dot, and I feel a pull to click it, that's dopamine.
Yes, your brain releases dopamine to say, do this, you might get a reward. It pushes you towards instant gratification.
So let me summarize to make sure I understand. My brain releases dopamine, which makes me crave instant gratification like scrolling TikTok, and because my phone is in my pocket, there is zero friction, so I do it immediately.
You nailed it. You have just diagnosed the problem using the vocabulary of science.
I feel smarter already, but knowing the problem doesn't fix it. I still want the donut, Atlas. I still want to sleep in. How do we change the way my brain works?
That brings us to the next step. We have to stop looking at what you do and start looking at who you are.
Atlas, I want to tell you a short story. It is a story about 2 men, Bob and John. They are both trying to quit smoking. They are at a party. A friend offers Bob a cigarette.
Okay, what does Bob say?
Bob says, "No, thank you. I am trying to quit."
That sounds like a good answer. He's refusing the cigarette.
It sounds good, but listen closely to the grammar. I am trying to quit. Bob still believes he is a smoker. He thinks I am a smoker who is attempting to do something hard. He is fighting against himself.
I see. He's using trying. That implies struggle. It implies he might fail.
Now look at John. The friend offers John a cigarette. John says, "No, thank you. I am not a smoker."
Oh, that is very different. I am not a smoker.
It is a small difference in words, but a huge difference in identity. John doesn't need willpower. Smokers smoke. Non-smokers do not smoke. John sees himself as a non-smoker, so saying no is easy. It is just who he is.
This hits me hard, Nova, because with English, I hear students say this all the time. They say, I am trying to learn English.
Exactly. And as long as you are trying to learn English, you are a student. You are separate from the language. But what happens if you wake up and say, I am an English speaker?
It feels scary. It feels like a lie. I make mistakes. My accent isn't perfect. If I say I'm an English speaker, isn't that imposter syndrome?
That is a great question. Imposter syndrome is the fear that you are a fake. But think about it this way. Does an English speaker have to be perfect?
No. Even native speakers make mistakes. Even native speakers forget words.
Exactly. An English speaker is just someone who speaks English. If you speak English every day, even imperfectly, you are an English speaker. When you shift your identity, the habits follow naturally.
I want to do an exercise with our listeners. I want to practice this identity shift because saying it out loud changes how you feel.
Good idea. I will say the old mindset, the weak version, and I want you to repeat the new mindset, the strong version. Listeners, speak out loud. Don't just listen. Use your voice.
Ready? Let's go.
Old mindset. I want to exercise more.
Atlas. I am an athlete.
Feel the difference? Next one. Old mindset. I am trying to read books.
I am a reader.
Last one, the big one. Old mindset. I hope I can learn English one day.
I am an English speaker.
How did that feel, Atlas?
It felt responsible. If I say I am an athlete, I feel like I have to go to the gym, not because I want to, but because that is what athletes do. It removes the decision.
That is the key. Amateurs make decisions. Professionals have protocols. When you change your identity, you stop asking, should I do this? And you just do it.
By the way, if you want to surround yourself with people who think like this, people who are English speakers and not just students, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are building a community of professionals here, and we don't want you to be left behind.
Exactly. Don't miss the next lesson. Your future self will thank you. Now, Atlas, let's be realistic. Even if I have a strong identity, if my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and it is cold outside, I'm still staying in bed.
That is true. Identity is the software, but you still need to fix the hardware. You need to fix your environment.
Okay, let's talk about the hardware. You said earlier that you cannot fight your environment. What did you mean by that?
I mean that human beings are lazy by design. We are efficient. We will always choose the path of least resistance. If your environment encourages bad habits, you will have bad habits. You cannot willpower your way out of a bad room.
So if I want to change my habits, I have to change my room?
Yes, we need to go back to our word friction. The rule of environment is simple. To kill a bad habit, increase friction, make it hard. To create a good habit, decrease friction, make it easy.
Let's apply this. I want everyone listening to visualize their own house. Let's start with the bedroom. This is where most people fail their morning routine. Atlas, tell me about your bedroom. When you wake up, what is the first thing you see? I see my phone. It is charging right next to my pillow.
Okay, friction analysis. How much effort does it take to check social media?
0 effort. I don't even have to lift my head. I just reach out, grab it, and scroll.
And that is why you waste 30 minutes in bed every morning. Now, how do we increase friction?
I guess I could charge my phone in the kitchen?
Yes. If your phone is in the kitchen, what do you have to do to check it?
I have to get out of the warm covers. I have to put on pants. I have to walk across the cold floor, open the door, walk to the kitchen.
That is a lot of steps. That is high friction. And honestly, is checking Instagram worth walking across a cold house at 6 a.m.?
No, I would probably just sleep or actually get up and start my day.
Exactly. You didn't become more disciplined. You just designed the laziness out of the room. Now let's flip it. How do we decrease friction for a good habit, like running?
Well, usually I have to find my socks, then I can't find my shirts, then my shoes are untied. By the time I find everything, I'm tired.
That is high friction. So here's the hack. The night before, you lay out your clothes,
You put your socks inside your shoes, and you put the shoes right next to your bed.
So when I wake up, I literally step into my running shoes.
Yes, you remove every step between waking up and running. You make it easier to run than to not run.
I love this because it stops me from thinking. If I have to think at 6 a.m., I will lose. I need to be a robot.
We want you to be a robot for the good things. Let's look at one more room, the living room, the place where productivity dies.
The TV. It is the enemy.
How do we add friction to the TV?
I remember you told me an extreme one once, taking the batteries out of the remote?
Yes, take the batteries out, put them in a drawer, put the remote in another drawer, unplug the TV from the wall.
That sounds crazy, Nova. My friends will come over and ask, why is your TV unplugged?
Let them ask. You are building a system. If you have to plug it in and find batteries every time, you will only watch TV when you really want to watch a specific movie. You won't just watch whatever's on because you're bored.
I have a challenge for our listeners. I want you to be an environment architect today. Look around you, find one bad habit trigger. Maybe it's the cookie jar on the counter, maybe it's the video game controller on the table. Move it, hide it, put it in a box. Add 20 seconds of friction. Tell us in the comments, what did you hide?
I hid my iPad. I put it on the top shelf of my closet. I haven't watched YouTube in bed for a week. It works.
Okay, we have the vocabulary, we have the identity, we have the environment. But we're an English channel, Nova. We need to teach some grammar.
Oh, don't worry. The grammar of discipline is my favorite subject. It's time for the Grammar Spotlight.
I used to hate grammar. I thought it was just rules for passing tests. But you taught me that grammar is actually logic. It is code for the brain.
It is. And for habits, the most powerful code is the conditional, specifically the first conditional and time clauses.
Remind us, what is the first conditional structure?
The structure is if plus present simple, comma, will plus base verb. If I study, I will pass. If it rains, I will stay home.
How does this help me stop being lazy?
Because vague goals fail. If you say, I will study more, that is too vague. Your brain doesn't know when to start. We need a trigger. We need to use a technique called habit stacking.
Habit stacking. I like that name. What does it mean?
It means you take a habit you already have, an old habit, and you stack a new habit on top of it. The formula is, after I do current habit, I will do new habit.
I see. So I am using the old habit as the trigger or the cue for the new one.
Exactly. Let's look at some examples. Atlas, what is something you do every single morning, no matter what?
I pour a cup of coffee every single day.
Great. That is a strong anchor. Now, you want to read more English news, right?
Yes.
So let's create the stack. After I pour my coffee, I will read one news article.
After I pour my coffee, I will read one news article. It connects them. So now pouring coffee means reading news.
Yes, you are rewriting the code of your day. Let's do another one. What do you do when you get home from work?
Usually, I take off my shoes and I crash on the sofa.
And once you're on the sofa, you don't get up, right?
No, I'm stuck there for hours.
So we need to hijack that moment. What if we insert a new habit before the sofa? After I take off my shoes, I will immediately put on my gym clothes.
After I take off my shoes, I will put on my gym clothes. That is clever. If I'm in my gym clothes, I feel weird sitting on the sofa. I feel like I should exercise.
Exactly. You're using the grammar to create a chain reaction.
I want to do a drill with the listeners. This is a sentence-building drill. I'm going to give you a trigger, the first half. I want you to finish the sentence with a healthy habit.
Be creative. Think about your own life.
Ready? Trigger 1. After I brush my teeth.
Example, after I brush my teeth, I will floss one tooth, or I will smile in the mirror.
Trigger 2. After I sit down at my desk.
Example, after I sit down at my desk, I will write my top 3 goals for the day.
Trigger 3. After I finish eating dinner.
Example, After I finish eating dinner, I will wash my plate immediately.
This is powerful because it removes the decision fatigue. I don't have to decide when to wash the plate. The end of dinner is the signal to wash the plate.
It creates a rhythm, and eventually, you don't even say the sentence. Your body just moves. That is true discipline.
But Nova, even with the best grammar, sometimes the excuses are too loud. Sometimes my brain is screaming no. I need to learn how to fight back.
Then it's time for a fight. Let's enter the role play.
This is my favorite part. We are going to play a game called the Excuse Buster.
Here's how it works. Atlas is going to play Lazy Atlas. He's going to give me his best, most common excuses for not doing the work.
And Nova and you, the listeners, are going to be the discipline coach. You have to correct me. You have to destroy my excuse using the logic we just learned.
Listeners, try to speak your answer before I do. Are you ready to bust some excuses?
Okay, let me get into character. Excuse number 1. Nova, honestly, I can't go to the gym today. It is raining, it is cold, I just don't feel like it. I will go tomorrow when the weather is better.
Correction. The weather is not the problem, Atlas. Your mindset is the problem. You are waiting for motivation. You don't need to feel like it to do it. Do you only go to work when it is sunny? No, you go because it is your job. Treat your health like your job.
Ouch, that was harsh, but true. Okay, try this one. This is a classic language learner excuse. Excuse number 2. I want to read this English book, but look at it. It is 300 pages long. There are so many words I don't know. It will take me 10 years. I can't start this.
Correction. You are focusing on the mountain, not the step. Stop thinking about page 300. Can you read one page? Just one. Forget the rest. High friction comes from thinking the task is too big. Make it small.
Okay, make it small. I like that. But what about when I mess up? Excuse number 3. Nova, I was doing so well. I studied for 5 days, but yesterday I missed my session. I broke my streak. I failed. I might as well just give up and wait for next month to start fresh.
Correction. Stop. That is the all or nothing trap. Missing one day is an accident. Missing 2 days is the start of a new habit. You didn't fail, you just stumbled. Get back up immediately. Never miss twice.
Never miss twice. I'm going to write that on my wall. That is the rule of champions. Even Olympic athletes miss a workout, but they never miss 2 in a row.
Exactly. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about recovering quickly when you aren't perfect.
I feel like I have run out of excuses. You trapped me, Nova.
Good. Now that your excuses are gone, we have one final tool to give you, the ultimate weapon against procrastination.
We promised this at the beginning, the cure for laziness. It is called the 2-minute rule.
This rule comes from the idea that the hardest part of any task is simply starting. The friction is highest at the beginning.
It's like pushing a car. Pushing it from a dead stop is incredibly heavy, but once it's rolling, it's easy to keep it moving.
Exactly. So the goal of the 2-minute rule is to make the starting push so easy that you cannot say no. The rule is, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do.
Wait, less than 2 minutes? But Nova, I can't learn English in 2 minutes. I can't get big muscles in 2 minutes.
That is the mistake everyone makes. You are obsessed with the result. I want you to obsess over the showing up. You are not trying to run 5 kilometers. You are trying to put on your running shoes. That takes 30 seconds. You are not trying to read a chapter. You are trying to read one sentence. That takes 10 seconds.
Oh, so the goal isn't the exercise. The goal is just to master the art of starting.
Yes. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You cannot improve a habit that doesn't exist. If you go to the gym for 2 minutes every day for a week, you are now the type of person who goes to the gym every day. You have the identity. Once you're there, you'll probably stay longer, but the requirement is just 2 minutes.
That is incredibly liberating. It takes the pressure off. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to show up for 2 minutes.
And that's your final homework atlas, and for everyone listening.
Yes, we want you to choose one habit, the one you wrote in the comments at the start, the one you have failed at for years. Apply the 2-minute rule to it. If it is reading, your goal is read 1 page. If it is cleaning, your goal is wash 1 dish.
Do that for 30 days. Don't worry about doing more, just don't miss twice.
We have covered so much ground today. We learned the vocabulary of friction and dopamine. We learned to say, I am a runner instead of I want to run. We learned to hide our remotes and lay out our clothes. And we learned to never miss twice.
We hope this discussion gave you more than just English practice. We hope it gave you a new way to look at your life.
If you are still listening, it proves you have the discipline to succeed. You are already in the top 1%. Now you have the mindset, but you might still be making mistakes in your communication. If you want to fix your professional English, your next step is to watch our business email masterclass. It's the perfect partner to today's lesson.
Keep pushing, keep building your systems. And remember, motivation is just a feeling. Discipline is freedom.
Thank you for leveling up with us. See you in the next episode.